What's up, Boogie Army? What's up, guys? Boogie back again. So, guys, I have a couple of nice videos we're going to be going through because, as you already know, every day for dating, it gets worse. It gets more crazy. It's just amazing. So shout out to you guys who support my channel, who watch the videos. And I'm going to be linking down all the videos, all the links, all the channels down in the description. I know some of you guys always ask me to give you the full links to all the videos, because I don't finish some videos, but I need you guys to check in the description. All the videos, all the channels I react to, all their descriptions, all the channels are in the description. Okay, so the first video is really just going to prove to us why nice guys finish last. Why a woman will get intimate, sleep with a guy on the first date. Actually, sometimes not even date, first time they meet. But then when a nice guy comes in, she makes him wait 3 months. It's going to be just crazy, but some of you guys already know this. But to men, it's always crazy. To women, it makes sense, but to men, it's just not. Men don't see it as a good deal. So shout out to Whatever Podcast. Shout out to Andrew. And without further ado, man, let's get into it.
And so you're currently seeing somebody, or
Yeah, but we're not like officially together.
how long have you guys been talking or whatever?
A year, but like off and on.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. Did you make this guy wait?
Yeah.
Is he still waiting?
No, it's not.
Okay. I thought you said you've been single for 2 years.
I am.
But you've been seeing this guy for 1 year.
Yeah, but we've never been official. Like we've never like put a label on it.
You're just
But you're having
exclusive.
you're having with him.
You're dating.
Sometimes.
Are you sleeping with other?
Sometimes it's crazy. I mean, the way she's speaking about the guy, you can tell she doesn't really like him. You can tell he's just there till she actually finds the guy she likes. Again, nice guys. This is what you get.
Men?
No.
During the 1 year period,
I have
have
like
you slept
when.
with other men while you've been in this 1 year period with them?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Not only one other guy.
How long? Wait. So how long did you make this guy wait?
Yeah, I think it was like 5 dates.
And then what about that one other guy that was in between?
Yeah, that was like the first date. I don't do that anymore.
Wait.
But that was
Oh my God, that's even worse. She's talking about I don't do that anymore. What do you mean you don't do that anymore? You mean you don't sleep with guys anymore on the first time you see them, when you like them? Because the guy who's a nice guy, stand-up dude, took you out for 5 dates, you made him wait. But the guy the bad boy, first time he got it. So, and this is where men are coming from. So, because men look at this and they're thinking, this is not a good deal. Like, this is not worth it. Why should I be a nice guy if all I'm going to be is the guy that gets to wait? Really? Like, is that how you pay me for being a nice guy, for being a gentleman, for calling you, texting you, checking on you, bringing you flowers? You get to make me wait. But the guy who doesn't do any of those things, you get to be intimate with him so quick. Like, men look at this and like, this is crazy.
This is what sometimes is kind of crazy.
But that was also just for a hookup. Like I wasn't
It doesn't-
trying to like meet somebody to
Furthering
date
the
when I was doing
stereotype
it.
of all Catholic girls.
Yeah.
I don't get this thing of like, okay, I don't actually have any qualms when it comes to sleeping with someone quickly. If it's just a hookup, well, of course, do it right away. But then the guy that is worthy of something longer term or continuous or even a relationship, he gets to wait. That's always confusing to me. And the other
Yeah, that's confusing to every man. It's like, so you're saying you like me so much, you're going to make me wait to be intimate with you. But then the guy you don't like, you just give him your body just like that. So that is always confusing to men.
confusing thing to me is like, as a guy, look, you're free to do whatever you want. You lose your virginity within 30 seconds of meeting some total boy, and then the next guy who comes along who you want a relationship with, I suppose you can make him wait 6 months. I would, as a guy though, I would be like, hold up, the first time you ever had sex, you were a virgin. And the expectation there would be, well, the first time you had sex, there would be almost an expectation that would be the instance in which women choose to wait a longer period of time before having is when you lose your virginity. But women are doing this like in reverse almost. Like you lose your virginity just randomly.
Yeah, I can't explain my 17-year-old logic. Like I said, I'm not like that anymore.
That's fine. I just would be like, if some girl told me, by the way, Brian, I lost my virginity within 30 minutes of meeting some random dude on the beach who said some weird to me while we were talking. But for you, Brian, now that I don't have my virginity, I want to wait till date number 5. I would.
Yeah, no man is going to take that deal. Just think about it. You know how women say, if I knew the man didn't want me for me or didn't really care, I wouldn't go out with him. Or if I knew the man was not going to pay for the first date, I wouldn't have gone out with him. Now, imagine the reverse. On a date, a man and woman on a date. And if every woman told the nice guy that, hey, listen, because this usually happens, but the nice guy doesn't know, or the women usually don't communicate this. But imagine if every woman was on a date with a man and she's like, you know what? I really like you, but because you're such a nice guy, I'm going to make you wait. But just know, I've been with bad boys before and I slept with them so quick. They didn't even have to take me out to dinners and dates and bring me flowers, and I slept with them. But for you, I'm going to make you wait. If every woman said that on a date, most guys would have given up. Now, guys, obviously, over time, as men talk, they realize, you know, as even on these discussions, when panels like these, women usually tell the men, hey, listen, this is what we usually do. We make you wait, but we make the bad boys not wait. So men are learning. But if women did this on a date, most guys would have given up on dating a long time ago, or would have given up being a nice guy. Because as men grow up, they are told to be nice guys. Bring her flowers, call her, take her to expensive dinner dates, you know, tell her all the sweet nothing. Like, just be a nice guy. But most guys have realized it doesn't work. You finish last.
Just
I don't necessarily say like we have to wait.
What?
I kind of like
I kind of
it's
flip
like
that question around on you though. Are you going to value a woman more, like date wise, if you meet her and she to the first hour?
Exactly.
Or
Honestly,
if you went
don't-
on a
it
couple
has-
dates and like you felt like she had a little bit better morals, are you more likely to end up dating her and staying with her because you
don't- yeah.
respected her a little bit more?
exactly. That's what I'm.
So that's I would kind of flip that question on
I
you.
mean, so in this specific situation, you had a woman who's a here who slept with the guy relatively quickly. It has really no bearing.
Well, I'm talking
on-
about just like her dating one with the year and the
Right.
other one with
But
the
so while I do think the quickness and rapidity with which somebody sleeps with you could be a marker for their promiscuity or past promiscuity or their body count, it doesn't necessarily, like if a girl sleeps with you quickly, it doesn't necessarily mean that she has a high body count or she's promiscuous.
correct.
It could just be that,
But she probably does.
no, actually not necessarily.
Yeah, not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes a woman just finds you like super attractive, like sexually. She wants you that bad and she goes for it and she's okay with it. She feels that comfortable and secure. Because usually this is something women say, oh, I need to feel secure. I need to feel comfortable around you. I need to feel like I'm safe around you so that, you know, I can let loose and be myself and, you know, things happen A to Z just naturally, organically, right? That's something women usually say. So it's not always that when a woman sleeps with a guy on the first date or first time they meet that she, you know, she sleeps around. No, that's not always the time or always the case. But the issue men have is that by the time a woman does that, usually it's because she finds you really attractive. But if you're making me wait as a guy, 3 dates, 5 dates, 6 dates, but you consider me the nice guy, but you consider the other guy the bad boy, so that's where most guys have an issue. I would rather you say you slept with him because you found him more attractive. Okay, fine. But to say that you slept with him because he's a bad boy, but you are rewarding me by making me wait because I'm a nice guy, that's where most guys have an issue with it.
Like, it could be a greater
Attraction,
indicator,
yeah.
but I mean, for me, I don't have any qualms with hooking up relatively quickly.
Like you wouldn't it wouldn't
No, it
devalue
wouldn't.
a
No,
woman
I think
to you in
they're-
your mind as far as how quickly she
No,
slept
because-
with you, like whether you were dateable or not.
No, I don't think
No.
it would have. it certainly wouldn't have any impact on my.
Yeah, from all the guys like I've experienced going out with, like they usually don't want to date you if you have sex with them the first time because then they think you're like or something.
That's not true. And if it's true, I mean, I could agree. There's some guys who may think a woman is easy or she's promiscuous because she slept with them on the first date. But usually it's because the woman is really just attracted to you. You are charming, you're good looking, you have nice game, like you talk well. She felt comfortable enough to sleep with you on the first date. Now, some guys who, I don't know, maybe lack of maturity or experience may think she's loose or she's easy. She does that with every woman, with every man. But as you can see, they pick and choose who they can do that with. And usually it's the guys that really find attractive. It's not because she does it with every man. No, it's because they pick and choose who they do it with. So that means doesn't always mean she's promiscuous.
That's
They don't want to
just
turn a hoe
like,
into a housewife.
yeah, that's what I've heard. I can't speak for every man, but that's usually what I hear, and that's kind of why I've because I wanna get married someday, and I want a husband, so I'm trying
Well, I mean, but here's the thing though, is that typically I don't think men are going to do this game where they're going to, I don't think men are going to do this test. So it's like they're going to do a test where they're going to attempt to sleep with you. And if you do sleep with him, you have failed the test. And had you not slept with him, he would have otherwise pursued you for a serious and long-term relationship. I don't know if that's like a thing a guy would do, is to employ a test.
I don't think that would be initial.
I don't think they're purposely doing that, but just guys have told me that. I don't know.
It's better.
I don't think they
if
purposely
you can
do
protect
it, though.
yourself a lot better.
Isn't
with
this
what
like
she's
the
doing
idea
now.
of conquest? Isn't the idea I'm just going to go get another notch in the old belt, and it's not to pursue, and they'll lie about it, right?
But it's also
They'll be
if
like,
man
yeah,
doesn't
I
wanna
want
turn a
you,
hoe into a
I want to
housewife
have a long-term relationship with you, baby. I promise.
Yeah, but they're less
I
likely
promise.
to lie 5 dates.
I
in a
promise,
row
honey. I
than just
really
one
do
night.
love you, and then they just ghost you, never talk to you again.
But they're likely not going
That
to be doing
definitely
that.
happens.
It definitely happens, but I would say what
To
you're
protect
doing makes a lot of
yourself.
sense because guys who have the intentions of just sleeping with a woman are oftentimes not going to go on 5 dates with the same woman.
Facts. And I think that's where women have it wrong. Like a man who just wants to sleep with a woman is not going to go on date 1, date 2, date 3, date 4, date 5 without even trying. Because if we're going to be honest, a guy who's going out on 5 dates, he's either just a nice guy who is loyal that he talks to one woman at a time because he has that much time, or I don't know, maybe he has money, whatever the reason, but at least the reason is not because he wants to just sleep with a woman and leave. So if women are just scared of a man who wants to sleep with her and leave, it's probably going to be that guy who's go 2 dates. If he doesn't get what he wants, and if he tries to make a move and doesn't get what he wants, he's just going to leave.
They're oftentimes going to want to seal the deal.
I don't know. That
sooner.
runs contrary to a lot of the stories I've heard from the women here, where they're like, one chick was like, the guy went after her for a year, and then the second he got it, he was out.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Dang.
And it's I don't know. So I don't know.
Well, I think that's like the exception.
I would say
But that's like an anomaly.
Throw
me
behind.
and Brian have some disagreements in this arena, right? Which is good. But I would say that a really big indicator, and I think most men would agree with me, and most women, that a big indicator of female promiscuity, if she sleeps with you immediately the first night, probably a pretty good indicator.
I disagree. I totally disagree. Especially if you've gone on a date. Now, if you're from the club or you just went at a party and you guys met and one thing led to another, okay. But if you go on an actual date, you do like an activity, you get a drink, you do some other things, you talk about your backgrounds and you see if you guys connect, that's different. To me, that doesn't mean she's promiscuous or she sleeps around. That just means you guys both got comfortable with each other on a date, and then one thing led to another. But if it's just a party from the bar, from the club, okay, then that's questionable. So I disagree with him.
But I mean, we have an example right here. She was
I also have low body
her
count. I
body-
just want to point that out. It's
but
low.
she was a virgin. Her body count was 0. She slept with a
Helen
guy.
Keller.
She slept with a guy within. They knew each other for.
But
a
it
few
was a
hours.
marker of promiscuity. So here, let me kind of like throw this back. It actually was a marker because she said after he slept with her, she went in a phase, a promiscuous phase, right, where you slept with multiple men. That's
Not
what she
because
said.
of that.
Yeah, but it was a sign. How would that not be a sign of that? Wouldn't that be a sign of that? Like, if she was willing to sleep with him so quickly, and then as soon as that was done, she slept with multiple other men after that.
It was more of
But
like
wait.
a low
Let me
self-esteem.
challenge Andrew.
All right.
Okay, but so we have to look at this timeline wise. Yes, she did go ahead, and afterwards there was a string of what sounds like one night stands. In that specific moment, though, when she had just lost her virginity, had she? I mean, time moves in one direction, so she didn't like that happened after the fact. So if you're first to arrive, and then assume it developed into a long-term relationship, for example, it's not clear to me if.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I understand what you're saying. Let me counter though by saying, okay, you're guy 2. Okay? And you go in and she tells you this story. Okay? And then sleeps with you the first night. Do you think she's promiscuous or not?
No, I don't think she is. I just think she found me attractive. I'm even going to be on the women's side. I strongly believe most times women get with guys on the first, because not all women do this, right? But the women who do this, I strongly believe it's women who are really comfortable and they really find the guy super attractive. Now, I'm not talking about in the club. I'm not talking about from the bar. I'm talking about they both go on a date. Hey, they make plans. Hey, 2 strangers go on a date and then one thing leads to another. If a woman sleeps with a guy on the first date, I don't believe she's promiscuous. I just believe she was comfortable enough and really attracted to the guy that much that she's willing. Like she didn't care about the time. She didn't put time blockers and everything like that. That's what I believe. So I definitely disagree with Andrew on this one. It doesn't mean that every time a woman sleeps with a guy on the first date that it's a sign of promiscuity or it's a sign that she sleeps around all the time. No, for me, if it's from a date, like a planned date, it's just because she finds him attractive and that's it.
Wait, tells
Tells this story how the virginity is gone, sleeps with you that same night. Would you gauge this as being a woman who likely is going to be promiscuous going down the road or less promiscuous going down the road?
and she's already done it. And
Yeah,
she's
so
telling me,
you're
I'm the
guy
new
now you're
I'm
guy
number
2.
2.
You're guy 2.
Would she be promiscuous down the road?
Yeah, would you take it as a sign she's going to be more or less promiscuous if after this happens with this guy, she sleeps with you immediately first night also? Or
No, if she does it 3 times, maybe. If she does it the 3rd time. Because the first time, maybe they didn't work out. And that's okay. And maybe even with me, we got into a relationship after she slept with me on the first date, but it didn't work out. Now, on the 3rd time, okay, then sure, it could be questionable. On the 4th time, for sure. But also, those have to be the next people in line. It can't be she didn't sleep with the next 5 guys, but then she slept with another guy, after like 5 guys. If you guys get what I mean.
or would you take it as a sign that she made a mistake and is going to be chased now?
That was what I meant when I said I flipped the question around.
Yeah, like I said, this is not how I act anymore. I was during this.
Yeah, I'm sorry we're talking about you like
No,
you're not
thank you
here
for not
because
here. This was a-
we're
this
totally
was a-
having a sub argument
Yeah.
and just using you as the focal point. I'm sorry about that, but it's because we're trying to rationalize it. That's
Yeah.
all.
I don't. It would. I mean, certainly, it is a bit more than if I was the first one. If I'm number 2 and I'm hearing the story, losing your within hours of meeting.
Yeah, I'm just
is
saying
a
there
little
wouldn't
bit of an
be
eyebrow raise. It's
there
an
wouldn't
eyebrow
be a
raise.
number 2 without number 1, right? Because otherwise you're number 1.
Right.
So
Why would it feel more promiscuous with number 1?
So I'm just saying it still would be a sign, I think, of promiscuity, even if a virgin gives it up within 6 hours or whatever, that would be still a sign to me of yes. Before that, not promiscuous.
I mean, I disagree with you, Andrew. Honestly, a woman just sleeping with a guy on the first night, it doesn't mean promiscuity. To me, it's not even a sign. Now, it has to be repetitive, and it has to be concurrently. Because I'll give you guys an example. If a woman meets 4 guys, one guy every year, and sleeps with them on the first night, one guy every year, but she doesn't date anymore or doesn't sleep with other guys, and then you have another woman on this side who doesn't sleep with guys on the first night or the first date, but she has slept with 50 guys in 4 years, and you have another one who has slept with 4 guys on the first night, only 4 guys in 4 years, this one 50 guys in 4 years, and but not on the first date. It's clear who could be considered promiscuous. It's going to be the woman who slept with guys, with 50 guys in 4 years, even if she didn't sleep with them on the first night. So for me, that would be my counter argument for Andrew. But anyway, shout out to whatever podcast. I'll put the link down below. All right, next up, shout out to Kendra. As always, good content, but it's because it's a learning lesson, really. I really just use Kendra's videos as a learning lesson, but also to just showcase what's going out in the dating streets, the different dynamics and mindsets when it comes to dating between men and women. So we have a woman, single mom of 7 kids by 6 men, but now she's deciding no sex till marriage. Let's go.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
39. What you do for a living?
I do her on the side. I'm not employed. I'm not on nobody's clock.
How you pay your bills?
I get child support.
Well, keep it real, child. Okay. How many kids do you have?
I'm actually the one that was on the in the comments when old girl April was on your show yesterday. I got 7 kids.
Wow.
Okay, I didn't know you were in the comments. Did I say something about you?
7
They
kids.
was eating me up in the comments.
Okay, well, the cousins, I don't have nothing to do with that because I was doing the interview. So what happened?
I just stated that I had 7 kids, and somebody was like, "Is that a flex for you?" I'm like, "No, it's my truth." So I would never tell a man, because I have 3 that live here, but I have 7 together all together. But I would never tell a guy, "Oh, I have 3 kids," just so they would want to date me. But yeah, I have 7 kids.
I mean, she's being honest. Some women may lie. In fact, some women may lie. Even when, let's say they have adult kids who don't live with them, they sometimes go out with men on dates, and the man is like, "Hey, how many kids do you have?" And some women will say they got no kids simply because their kids are adults and they're off to college, or they live by themselves and they don't live with her anymore because they are considered adults. They don't say, "I have kids" anymore. They just say, "I have no kids," just because their kids are grown and gone. So she's being honest. Hey, listen, I got 7 kids. You either deal with me or not.
Okay, 7 kids. All right, how old are your 7 kids?
I have a 19-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 16-year-old, and my last 4, 6, 3, 1 just turned 2 today, and I have a 5-year-old.
A 5-year-old. Okay, how many men?
6.
6 men.
What you call you? Girl, you got 6 men. What you looking for? You calling me for number 7?
Wow.
No, so let me say this. Before I started having kids, I always had a plan for my future. I wanted to have all my kids by one man. I wanted a Christian man, but life don't go as we planned it. But I wouldn't necessarily say I'm looking to have more kids. I'm just looking to not have to look no more.
Well, I understand that, but my question is, you gave 6 men a child. Out of all those 6 men, none of them were good enough for you to be with until the end of time?
That's a good question. Okay, so we know you had a plan to only have kids by one man. Good. Most people do, right? But now let's say you had kids with the first guy. It didn't work out. Fine. We'll give you the second time. The second guy, you have kids with him, it doesn't work out. By this time, you should be learning. Okay, what did I do wrong? Maybe I don't know how to pick men. Maybe I shouldn't have kids with every man that I date. Okay, second mistake. Let's go with the third man. It happens again, the third time. You have a baby with him. So you should have chosen to be like, you know what? I shouldn't have kids with every man that I date. But it took you 6 men with 7 kids to realize you shouldn't have kids with every man? Wow.
Beginning, yeah, in the beginning. But to be honest, a lot of these guys caught me in a moment of me being vulnerable. So
no accountability. Now she's blaming the man. No accountability at all.
that's just pretty much what it is. Well, was, but.
Well, let me ask you a question. Alicia, how old are you? You talking about 39. So Alicia's 39, St. Louis, unemployed, mom of 7 kids, 4 live with her, by 6 men. Have you ever been married?
No, I've been proposed to, but never been married.
So what kind of man are you looking for, Alicia?
A man that's not married. I don't do cheaters. I don't like cheaters. I don't do thieves. I'm not real too particular on a guy that I'm looking for. I just don't want no drama. Don't want no mess.
So
I mean, you're right. You're not particular at the man you want to date. I mean, clearly that's how you got 6 men with kids. Clearly, because you're not very particular.
4 kids that don't live with you, why? Just curious.
So my oldest daughter, she's grown pretty much.
Okay, 19, okay.
My 13-year-old stays for her dad.
Okay.
And then the other 2, I don't want to discuss that.
Okay, I respect that. Now here's the deal, Lisa. You have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old. Are the 2-year-old and 3-year-old by the same man?
Actually, the 2-year-old and the 5-year-old is about the same man.
So you have a 3-year-old though too, right? So you had a
yes.
baby 1 year, and then the following year you got pregnant by somebody else. Okay. Now, Alicia, are you familiar with my show?
Yeah, I know. I ain't even got the comments on it.
So you already know that there's gonna be a lot of comments about this. So I'm gonna give you a chance to respond to the people that feel like, you have 7 kids by 6 men. You have pretty much, a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old. Do the 6-year-old and the 5-year-old have the same dad?
The 6-year-old, no, they don't.
Okay.
Wow.
So there's moments when you were pregnant 1 year by one man and then pregnant the following year by another man.
Damn, like when Kendra puts it like that, it sounds even worse. That's why I was trying to be very lenient in the beginning. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you 3 kids to make mistakes. So by 3 men. After the third, and I'm being generous, after the 3rd man, you should sit down and be like, you know what? It's okay, I can date all the multiple men I want, but I shouldn't be having kids with every single man. And this goes to Future. This goes to Nick Cannon, because I know the ladies already said we don't hold men accountable. This goes to the men also. You can date as many women as you want, but don't bring kids into this world with every woman, because that takes away from every other kid that you have, because you can't spend enough time with every kid. So that affects all the kids in the long run, because they don't have their parents to spend enough time with them. And it affects the community.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. So this is going to be talked about, honey. So what do you have to say to the people that's going to be talking about this and thinking that what man would sign up for this? It's fine
if a man don't want to sign up for it, but I'm saying everybody has a past. And also a lot of people also commented and said that can't nobody judge me, don't nobody have no heaven or hell to put me in. The kids that I have, I could have aborted to keep to keep myself from being talked about, or to keep my reputation. So I decided to keep mine.
Well, I want to say this, and I hear that a lot, and I get that, and respect for you for having all your children. But there's also birth control methods. There's birth control, there's condoms, there's other precautions that you can take other than just
I'm gonna just be honest with you. To be honest, I just don't need to have no sex because I've got pregnant with the depot, and then it's a little TMI, but I got that pussy gripper. So yeah.
Oh my God. So she's praising for having a tight pussy for having 7 kids with 6 men. So she went from saying it was a mistake to blaming the man to now she's blaming her own pussy that it's too tight. So the men just can't help themselves but make babies. Oh my God. Yo, this is crazy. I mean, she's funny. I'll give her that.
So my best bet is I just don't need to have no sex till I get married and get some stability.
Is the goal marriage?
Celibacy,
Just
celibacy, and then marriage.
So,
You know,
what? You said,
celibacy.
wait, what? You said you're celibate?
Yes.
Oh my God. So she waited to have 7 kids with 6 men for her to realize that she's not going to have sex until marriage again? Which man is going to sign up for this? Like, I need evidence of a man signing up for such a deal. Because in the meantime, before you guys get married, you're going to be spending some money. And that some of that, because she has a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, I think a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So if any man is dating her seriously for marriage, he's going to have to spend money on her kids as they work towards marriage, if we're going to be honest. Because it's going to be the stepfather for all them kids. Now, fair, she said she gets out child support. But if they're working towards marriage, he's going to have to provide in some capacity. And after they get married, move into the same house, he's going to provide for kids that don't belong to him. But in the meantime, she's going to make him wait till marriage, but she didn't make the other 6 guys wait for marriage. Do you see how any man, I don't know how any man could sign up for this.
I'm trying. And that's why I'm glad I got my kids, because I can't even get out there to really.
I want to make sure I understand. I want to make sure I understand. So your mama 7 by 6 men who now is celibate until you get married.
That's the plan.
Just curious, why didn't you come up with that plan after maybe baby daddy number 2?
Exactly, and I gave her baby daddy number 3. Kendra was not so lenient. She said after baby daddy number 2. I said I gave her 3 guys, 3 kids.
Because I like sex.
Yo, I like her because she's being honest. Some women come here and, because of ABCD, I was young, I was this. She's saying, like, listen, I like sex. My pussy is tight. So that's why I have 7 kids.
I like, at the time I was a nympho, and I just wanted, and I thank God I ain't get nothing that I could never get rid of. And I'm going to just keep it real. But they heard, so don't nobody want to fuck.
You don't like sex no more?
I mean, I do, but I found other ways to shit. Them kids go to bed and do what I got to do with to get that phone, get them toys.
This is usually the last question, but I'm going to ask you now because I'm just curious. Why would a guy, just curious, why would you say a guy would be
lucky to date me?
Yeah, why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Good question.
Overall, I'm a good person in general. I believe in God. I pray. I'm a good person. To be honest, at times I can be too good of a person to where I'm taking advantage of. So even with the dating thing, I'm still debating on, I guess, the guys that I choose. I've even said I wanted to try a different race. So
how long you been celibate for?
I'm going on 3 months.
3 months? I mean, she already warned you guys that she has a tight pussy. So for all of you guys who are gonna be, because I can guarantee you, yes, she has 7 kids. Yes, by 6 men, but I can guarantee you, her DMs are gonna be going off. Men are still going to be shooting their shot because some guys are gonna see these as easy. If we're gonna be honest, as easy meat, because they're like, oh, you slept with six guys, I'll be the seventh. And some guys don't even care to the extent that they don't care. They may even get her pregnant again. I can guarantee you, check back in a year or 2 or 3. She could have an 8th baby, if not 9th baby. Some guys don't care. They will still go for her.
That's long to me. That's long to me. That's a long time.
Oh, child. Alicia, so this man look a certain way?
As long as he ain't missing no teeth, that's fine. But even, I don't care. He just got to be attractive.
Okay.
And I'm 4'11", so I don't want nobody my height.
Okay.
So at least like
Well,
5'2".
4'11", there's a lot of people taller than you, so you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think short women have it easy, not easy, but when you're short, there's a lot, like, I feel for tall women at times because I get if you're 5'10", you really want somebody taller than you. But when you're 4'11", you can date somebody 5'9", right?
Yeah, I've had guys that were like 6 feet.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody wants somebody 6 feet or taller. But when you're 4'11", the point I'm making is a 5'8" guy is way taller than you still too. So that's
Yeah, but these days, even women who are 4'11", they don't want men who are less than 6 feet. In fact, if you guys have seen some of the shows I've reacted to, like Pop the Balloon, some women consider men who are 6 feet short. Even when the guy is way taller than her, she considers him short because he's only 6 feet. So it's either women don't understand how height works, or they listen to other women say that they want men who are taller than 6 feet, or the ladies just have crazy delusional standards, which that's probably the most likely to be.
in your advantage. Should the guy make a certain amount of money?
No, as long as he ain't now as long as he taking care of his responsibility, his priorities, and ain't asking me for nothing because I ain't got it.
Okay. So if you get with a man, because you live solely off of child support, correct?
This sounds so harsh, but yeah, I want to go back to work. I do her. I actually did my own hair, but I want to go back to work. It's just I'm trying to wait till I move. I don't really like the area that I live in, and daycare for my kids. It's just I've been through it. It's too much. It's just it's too much.
Okay.
All right, man, the kids are crying. So shout out to Kendra for this video, but shout out to this lady. I'll give her credit for being honest. She says she doesn't lie about the number of kids she has when she meets men. Some women do. But the fact that she wants to make a guy wait till marriage when the 6 men she had kids with didn't have to wait is crazy work. But again, like I said, some guys will be willing to reach out to her to see if they have a chance. What do you guys think? I'll put the full link down below because you can see it's 20 minutes. I'll put the full link down below to Kendra's channel so you guys can finish the video. All right, next up, we have a video from Anton Daniels, man. It was pretty much holding each other, trying to hold the ladies accountable. And some ladies are saying men don't do enough in the home. Without further ado, let me play the video so you guys can get the full context. All right.
A couple years ago, my husband told me that I was a bare minimum wife and mother. It's obviously upset me. I felt like I was doing everything. So as a stay-at-home mom who makes home-cooked meals every night with her children from sun up to sundown, eyes open to eyes closed every single day, what do you mean I'm bare minimum? So I took this very personally because he didn't really elaborate. Started doing all this extra stuff like making butter, making pasta from scratch, doing all this extra stuff. Now I'm in his face like, who's bare minimum now? Who's bare minimum me? It was still me. I was still bare minimum. He was looking for a wife and a mother who did her job and did it without an attitude. Saw her children as a blessing rather than a burden. Brought peace and comfort and light to the home. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, still working through. And recently it was something that I needed to be reminded of. Cooking, cleaning, feeding your family is the easy part. But what attitude you do it with?
Okay, so I hear a lot of men that a lot of women nowadays don't bring nothing to the table. You gotta settle with them. It's pointless to get married. So that kind of reminded me of this topic. Do you guys think that most women nowadays are doing the bare minimum?
Yeah, and
absolutely.
Yeah, hell yeah. And the bare minimum is cool almost, but we just don't like the bare minimum with the attitude. Like when you complaining about the kids been acting like kids all day, and you saying that you can't clean up because you had to cook, and you saying that you can't cook because you had to clean up. Those are bare minimum duties. And
but okay, how often are spouses? I'll put it this way: how often are men involved in the household? And I'm not saying I agree or disagree with this woman, but what I'm saying is there's this expectation that women are supposed to swing from the chandelier, keep her body right, keep her body tight, go to work, pay her half of the bills, do X, Y, and Z. And women feel that they have all of these different obligations, whereas the man, I'm just telling you optically how some women may feel, doesn't mean it's tied to me personally. But what I'm saying is that some women feel like the man, all he has to do is go to work. He's not active with his children. He barely wants to change a diaper. He barely will wash a dish. He'll take out the trash, but that's about it. Is that not a bare minimum husband?
He should.
So the first issue is usually you get the woman's side of the story. You never get the man's side of the story. How many husbands come out and say, my wife doesn't do ABCD? It's only recently, and it's been online on YouTube and things like that. But she's saying, women say, my husband doesn't do this, my husband doesn't do that, he doesn't help with the kids. For years, for centuries, we have heard all these things from the ladies, from the wives. But we barely hear the husband side of the story to tell us exactly what's going on. You know, but even then, very few times, I mean, the chances are small that women are paying 50-50. It's either 60, 70, 80%, even sometimes 100%, the man paying all the bills, but they still want him to come and act like he doesn't pay majority of the bills.
Shouldn't have to if you make more though.
So listen, so if
more though, that's not his job, right?
Listen, so it depends on who.
Well, it depends on the household.
Hold on, Jeff. It depends on who doing the heavy lifting financially.
Yep.
Now, if you got a job and you don't have to pay all the stuff, that means you get to pocket your money. So working is a choice for you.
Yep.
It's something
That's
that
not always
do.
okay. And you got to think about it too. Let's be realistic about households now, that they are functioning with both the man and the women's income. So my thing is, if we gonna truly, if you want me to do that and do it with a smile, then you need to put a woman and position her in her femininity. You need to position a woman so that she don't have to feel that she got to do all of that.
No man should have to put you in your femininity. The same way women don't have to put men in their masculine, no man should have to put you in your femininity. You should either be feminine and you want to be, and that's who you are, or you're not. And if you don't feel like the man is putting you in your feminine, then leave. That's okay. That's okay. But no man is required to put you in your feminine energy. It's either you're a feminine woman or not. The same way a man would sound crazy to say, I need a woman who's going to put me in my masculine energy. No. You are either that or you are not.
Okay, so
that's why I don't do 50-50 in a relationship.
No,
I'm
that's
100%
not.
man.
A lot of women aren't positioned to thrive in their femininity.
No, that's not his job. That's the woman's job to put herself in her own femininity.
I think that a man.
No, that is absolutely.
Yes.
That's absolutely on the woman. The man doesn't put a woman in her feminine. The woman puts herself in her feminine.
Right, and yes, you can.
I went out. No, the man.
Hold on, y'all. I want to let Jess speak because she's been kind of quiet, and she hasn't taken class yet. so that we get her together. But I still want her to speak so that she can get her thoughts off. Go ahead, Jazz. Jess, I want to make room for you. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. And once again, you can't seem to have an opinion on this panel without it being tied to you specifically. But what I'm saying is what I hear from a lot of married women is that they do a brunt of the work in the household, which makes them, now I have an attitude because all you did was go to work and you came home. I cooked, clean, took care of the kids. Then I got to go to the gym, keep my body right, because then you might cheat. Then I got to swing from the chandelier, and all you had to do was kick your feet up and eat this rib dinner that I made you.
Okay, but you never hear from the husband's side of the story. Sure, you hear from the women, from the wives, but what about the husband? He hasn't told you his side of the story. So you cannot just take her side just because you're a fellow woman. You need to hear both of their side of the story. That's why men don't like to go to therapy with their wives, because apparently even the therapists, who are usually women, take the wife's side of the story. So men are like, I mean, if no one is going to listen to me, I'll just shut up and do my own thing.
But if he's paying 80% of the bills, he should have.
That's not realistic for a lot of households. A lot of households have a woman's income tied to it, which means a lot of times the woman is also paying half of that household and still having to do a brunt of the work.
Okay.
I mean, in that point, she's right. If we're going to be fair, if everyone is bringing 50-50 to the table, okay. But with all the women saying, my money is my money and his money is our money, I really doubt everyone is going 50-50, if we're going to be honest. With all the conversations about women not want to go 50-50 and they want providers, or they would rather be single and independent, they would rather do bad by all themselves, I doubt so many women are actually going 50-50 with men, if we're going to be honest. So the small percentage of women who go 50-50 in bills with men, I agree. The man should, he do his duty and, help out with the household activities, chores, right? But for the men who are paying majority of the bills, even if it's 51%, he pays 51%, she pays 49%, he pays the majority. I mean, in that case, hey, listen, he's paying majority, you do your other side of the roles.
Okay, so let me,
a different color. Yeah, that's
so,
a
Is
different
that
color.
fair? But now I got an attitude.
The Jazz,
so let me hold on, 2K. Let me speak to that real quick. Let me speak to it real quick. I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 6 children, right?
Wow.
And I'm gonna put myself, and I'm married, right? And I've been married. I've been married to my husband I've been married to my husband for the past 8 years.
Shout out to her.
So hold on. Let me cook this. Let me cook, sweetheart. Let me cook. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna break it myself out there, but I'm a very transparent person. This is my second marriage. I'm a part of a tribe right now. This is my second marriage. My first marriage is nothing like my second, okay? I have 6 children. I've had 3 children before I got into my second marriage. So I'm gonna tell you the difference. So what you're speaking of is what you.
Hold on, Kirk. Give me 1 second. What do you mean by you're part of a tribe?
She in a polygamous.
Oh no! Look. So, okay, I brought that out there just because I have certain tribal members or whatever that watch or whatever. So I'm saying I'm a part of a tribe, so I can acknowledge my people that may be watching or whatever. But I'm a part of ARNA, the Aboriginal Republic of North America. So that's the tribe I'm a part.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the first marriage, I was extremely unhappy. I was everything of what y'all are speaking of right now. I was unhappy. I was worried about being cheated on. I was trying to take care of my children and do everything. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was just very unpleasant and unhappy. And I was not happy with myself. I wasn't happy with him. I wasn't happy with anything. So push come to shove, we split, right? I did the whole, liberate yourself. I was a liberated woman for a little while with 3 kids by myself. I did the single mother thing for 3 years by myself. That was hell as well. I still wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with my life. I wasn't happy with anything. I got into my second marriage and I ended up having 3 more children. But the difference is I figured out that it's not the men that is not giving me the happiness that I need. It's not the men that are controlling how I feel. What I feel as a woman is just off of me, off the strength, off the muscle of what I am experiencing, what I am visualizing in my own mind. What I am what I'm allowing to plant the seed and grow in my mind, manifest. That is what's causing my distress, my pain, and all of the things that I was gripping and griping about every single day. Oh, I gotta wake up. I gotta wash these dishes. I gotta wash these clothes. Why he's not doing this? Why he's not doing that? I was gonna have to do that anyway if I was by myself. So why is it the man's job to sit there and put me into my feminine when I have to be a feminine anyway, whether the man is there or the man is not? I have to choose to be happy whether the man is there or the man is not.
Hey, hold on,
If
hold
you
on.
want to wake up in the morning.
Hold on, Kay. Jess, go ahead.
I mean, she's cooking. Now, obviously, we know Jess, the feminist, is going to come back, but the married woman is cooking. It's true. It's not different from when a man, some guys do it, say they need a certain type of woman so that they can be a leader. Men usually don't say that, but some guys do. But it sounds ridiculous when a man says the same thing. So I agree with her. You're going to be single and have to pay your bills and take care of everything and still be a feminine woman. Why is it that when you get in a marriage, now you're putting all the burden on the man to pay the bills, to make you happy, to make you feminine, to make you feel this, to make you feel that? It's like he's only a man. He has to work 60, 70 hours a week and then come home and try to make you feel a certain type of way. Now you got attitude because he didn't take out the trash, and now you are leaving and divorcing him, and then you're single and now you have to take out your own trash. See, she's right, but let's hear what Jess has to say. Let's go.
I want to give you an opportunity to be able to respond and give your thoughts too, because I want this to be a conversation.
I absolutely do believe that you're missing a point. I get what you're saying. I'm not negating that there's some validity to what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, we'll use the Shannon Sharp situation, right? A lot of the discourse about that has been, why wasn't he smart enough to bypass a woman who came with X, Y, and Z? So we'll take the situation and turn it into a household, right? As it relates to, give me 1 second, I just lost my train of thought. But I will say, though, a lot of women feel that it is unfair. They're not happy because they feel like a lot of men aren't pulling their weight in marriages. And you can say that, yeah, yes, my happiness is my choice, and I will agree with you. But I also agree that there are situations that are not necessarily ideal to a woman thriving in a certain situation. So there go my point and bring it right back. We can't get mad at a woman for having an attitude with you or being angry with you or not being the most feminine woman that she can be because she's not placed in a situation to thrive in that. And I do believe that a feminine woman it shouldn't matter whatever situation that you're in, but I do think that there's levels to it. A man who's 100% providing, it's levels to it than a man who is requiring his woman to pay 50-50. It's just certain things that come with that. You're not going to get the same level of woman or femininity from a man who's contributing or paying financially 100% of that household.
Are you saying that there are no men who have been paying 100% of the bills and their women still giving them attitude? Are you saying all the married men who pay 100% of the bills don't have bitchy wives who talk back and raise their voices? Are you really saying that just a man paying 100% of the bills makes a woman happy? I could name a few names that we know. We could talk about Tom Brady. We could talk about Bill Gates. We could talk about a bunch of celebrities who have the money, and we could hope that, I mean, it's common sense that those men have so much money. They have everything women usually ask in a man, but their wives still divorce them. So for you to say that a woman's femininity depends on a man who pays 100% of the bills is not true. Women leave men every day who have money and who are paying all the bills. So clearly, like this married woman said, it's not a man's job to make a woman feminine. She either is or not. With or without money, a woman who's bitchy is always going to be bitchy, if we're going to be honest.
I'm just being realistic about that.
Honestly,
and a lot of women would agree with that. Y'all can sit up here and act like you
that's fair.
disagree,
That's fair.
but it's
That's
levels to it.
Jazz,
Like,
hold
yeah,
on.
we paying all of them bills, making sure we're taken care of. Yeah, baby, I can get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and make a sandwich. But if I gotta go to work the next day at 8 o'clock, just like you do,
but listen,
baby.
are you going?
Wait, let 2K go next. 2K and then Michigan. 2K then Michigan.
Okay, so Jess, like, okay.
If you want a feminine wife or woman, you have to position her.
No. Jess, okay.
And I'm
so
standing
what both of y'all saying kind of right, because listen, so when I told my wife to start working and I started paying 100% of everything, she
changed it.
No, she was still pissed off about the amount of shit that she had to do in the house. So it was her mindset, what Kamara was saying, because she didn't want to embrace it. And then after a while, it started to break into it. Then she eventually became that. But if her mindset never changed about the household duties, she still would have felt like, oh, well, I'm doing this, and she was being miserable about it. But when she just accepted the role, okay, let me do this, and I got the rest of the day off, it became so easy. It's clockwork now.
I agree with 2K. Some guys pay all the bills and then their wives start doing the housework. They don't have to go to work. And then they start complaining that they do too much housework and then the money isn't helping. And then they require the guy to get maids. And then before you know it, the guy is sleeping with a maid. It's like, you were not working. All you had to do was do your job at the house. And now you're complaining that I'm paying all the bills and I'm not helping you washing the dishes, and you still want us to hire a maid to come and clean and wash the dishes? Okay, so what's the point? Where's your value as a wife to the man?
But at first, as paying 100% of the bill, she was giving me hell.
Yeah.
I think that women have to understand that coming into contact with a decent man, like, we can talk about good and great, but even decent is very rare at the day and age we're in. And so I think that women need to be more concerned with the position and the blessing it is to be in the presence of a man who's able to accommodate anything for them. Like, being joyful about being around your husband is something that even God calls you to do. And I think that whether he makes a lot of money or a little bit of money, we as women need to learn how to respect the men and their authority in the way that they conduct our household and the things that they break their neck and go out in the world to do for us every single day. And if I was by myself, if before my husband, even if I was paying things on my own, even if he came in and paid 20%, that's 20% less than I had to pay.
Yeah.
So I just think that,
Damn, you look better now.
She's cooking, guys. She's cooking. And she made a very good point, because this woman is saying women who have to pay 50-50 bills are not happy, and that's why they have bad attitude towards their husbands. But it's like, baby girl, you knew from the beginning that this man didn't make that much money and you guys were going to combine income. So you had a choice to make. Am I going to be a good wife, a feminine wife, who's not going to bring attitude towards my husband, even if he's paying 50% of the bills? But instead, you allowed to get married to a man who's making you pay 50% of the bills, and now you're catching attitude because he's only paying 50% of the bills. Now you don't want to be feminine anymore because he's paying 50% of the bills. You knew that from the beginning, but you still chose to get married to him. So it's on you. Don't bring your bad attitude, but because he's not paying 100% of the bills, because you knew that before you got married to him. Man, she's cooking. She looks good, man. Shout out to the married ladies on the panel. Man, shout out to Anton Daniels. Video is 24 minutes. I won't finish it. Link down below. You guys go check it out. Finish it. Yes. All right. Next up, we have Myron Gaines, man. Came on to Anton Daniel's channel on the after hours, and he was cooking the ladies. Let's get into it.
What do you say about the chat saying that you can't pull a black woman?
I'll say, why would I? You can have them, bro. They'll sit there and they'll say, oh, you can't handle me. And I'll say, why the should I? We tell women that they can kind of live their life the way that they want, and there's going to be a good man at the end waiting for them. We have an entire society that tells women, hey, don't do anything for the express consent for a man. You need to put yourself first, not knowing that if you actually want to keep a guy first, you actually have to put yourself second. This is why I tell guys all the time, you got to be the leader, and the girl's got to like you more than you like her. Because since women are the ones used to being pursued, the only time they're going to respect the man is when they're finally pursuing, because they never do that.
Do you think that it's best that guys get burned early? Because it seems like once guys get resources and get money, that it really becomes an issue.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure if they learn the lesson.
I think early. Once you get money and resources, then she's playing for keeps. Like this girl right now going after Shannon Sharp, she's playing for keeps. So it's like, and they have an incentive to do so. When you're broke and you're a nobody, like, are they incentivized to go after you as hard? Probably not. Then maybe they'll embarrass you in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, weirdo, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. You can move and be fine. But when you got some money and your resources, and this is why it's so bad for young guys. Oh, dude, the young guys that like aren't red pill aware and get some money and status, they get cooked the worst. It's better for you to almost like be broke, make these mistakes as you're coming up, then get the money, understand women, and then you're in a much better position because then you can mitigate the risk, or you already know how to deal with certain women off of how they come at you. You're like, oh yeah, this girl's a thought, I got to deal with her this way. Okay, this girl, I can maybe let her in a little bit, but like you get that wisdom from failing. You almost got to fail when you're broke because you kind of see how you see the real side of females. Like when you don't have all your stuff together, you don't have money like that yet, you really get to see like the dark side of hypergamy. And I think men need to be exposed to that to see how callous and how cold women can really be when they're not interested in you. Because I truly think like women are much more cold-blooded than men are, way more, especially when they're not interested. Their interest in men drop off precipitously way faster. They're more likely to end relationships. They're more likely to break your heart without you even knowing about it because they broke up with you 6 months. They've already been plotting to break up. So like with women, I think men need to experience that because this kind of insulates you from making those mistakes later on when it's going to cost you significantly more money.
I mean, I agree with everything you said. In fact, to the extent that NBA players have lessons. Now, I think most athletes, but I'm thinking even NFL players, football players, but for NBA players, apparently, when they go into the league, they have lessons or courses. They take, some kind of classes where they teach them how to avoid women who are predators, who just want them for their money. Now, they still, some of them, like, Ant-Man, they go on to have babies with different women and take them for child support. But apparently, they have a class where they teach these athletes that, hey, listen, this is the type of woman to avoid. She just wants you for the money. She wants you for child support. She wants to use you for the money. They actually teach them. So I agree with him. Most guys only learn, they don't have the privilege of having a class. But imagine if in high school, if all men in high school were taught what could go wrong if you get with the wrong woman. You see how they teach sex education in high school? That, hey, listen, if you have unprotected sex, this could happen, A, B, C, D. I wish they could teach men in high school what goes wrong if you have money or if you have no money, but what goes wrong if you deal with the wrong woman, and how women could actually, destroy a man's life just by dealing with the wrong woman.
What do you say about the chat saying that you can't pull a black woman?
I'll say, why would I?
Ooh.
Why would I? You can have them, bro.
Why wouldn't you?
They can have them, man. I'm not competing for LaQuisha. You guys can have them.
Well, every black woman ain't LaQuisha. What you mean?
Look, I say that's look, I'm fucking around. But the when they say dumb shit like that, oh, you can't pull a black woman, like that's just like cope a lot of the times because they're saying what that really, let me decode the stupidity for you. When people say dumb shit like that, translation, you're not willing to tolerate the bad behavior that naturally comes with a lot of black women. Because let's be honest, let's deal with the stereotypes here, right? I'm an open racist towards everybody. Let's deal with the black stereotypes. Black women are fat, loud, crass, annoying, have attitudes, and they don't respect male authority. There's a bunch of reasons for this, but I'll go over simply. The average black woman weighs 187 pounds. A lot of them grow up in a single mother household where they're told every single day, niggas ain't shit. There is no patriarch in the family a lot of the times. This is just what goes on. Then when you listen to the rap music, what are they saying? Fuck niggas, get money, blah, blah, blah. It's just shitting on black men all day. And then the black men that are in their life a lot of the times, not every single time, but a lot of the times, they're criminals, they're fathers that weren't there, they're crooks, And it's just like a never-ending cycle where there's no real patriarch in the household. And then on top of that, you know, a lot of black women grow up without men in the house. They end up becoming extremely masculine. Now, this is fantastic when it comes to survival, getting a job, making your way through life. But this is terrible when it comes to attracting masculine men. Masculine men don't want masculine women in return. That would make you probably more than likely gay if you're attracted to yourself, right? And I always use the analogy because whenever
That's your lane, Molly.
because here's the thing with black women, right? They'll sit there and they'll say, "Oh, you can't handle me," and I'll say, "Why the fuck should I?" Because let me tell you this: if you went up to a black woman, and you said, "Hey, look, I like to wear heels on Saturdays," she'll be like, "Ew, what the fuck?" She'd curve you, rightfully so. That's weird. But why is it that we're supposed to accept masculine black women when they would never accept feminine black men? They never would. So why the hell should I accept a woman that behaves like a man when she would never accept me for behaving like a woman? And this is the insane double standard where they'll sit there and say, you need to accept me the way that I come, but women never accept us the way that we come. We have to self-improve. Why don't they have to self-improve? So
I mean, he's cooking. I know you guys don't want me to post the video, but I gotta give my own opinion as well, because so many times, and you obviously social media. The good thing about social media, it showcases exactly how massive groups of people think without having to meet them in person. But the whole "you can't handle me" is like a phrase. I've seen it on Pop the Balloon, or "you can't handle a woman who's ABCD," or "you can't handle an independent woman," or "you can't handle ABCD." But it's like, no, baby, I just want to have a normal relationship with you. I don't want you to handle me. I don't want to have to handle you. Can we just be cool, nice? Can you just be soft? You know, can we just have a good conversation, a good relationship without me handling you and you having to handle me? Imagine men were saying, "Oh, you can't handle me," or "you can't handle that I'm soft," or "you can't handle a man who doesn't pay your bills." Imagine how women would go crazy if men were talking like them. But it's like, no, I don't want to handle you. I don't want to have to deal with your bad behavior. Myron is cooking. Let's go. And the ladies are agreeing. Like, no woman, usually I'm used to the women firing back and complaining and arguing, but clearly the ladies on the panel are different. Shout out to Anton Daniels for the ladies on the panel. They are not even going back and forth. They're just listening.
So when they say dumb shit like that, saying, "Oh, you can't handle a black woman," or "Why don't you date them?" What that really means is, why are you not dealing with the stereotypical, loud, obnoxious, crass, rude black woman? And I'm saying no,
Bad
because I don't
behavior.
want to date myself. So if I've dated a black woman before that are polite, feminine, not fat, respectful, speak proper English, you know, they say ask instead of ax, like all these things. And that's what I like. So if I'm going to be around that, great. I don't really care about skin color like that. I have a preference. It just so happens that a lot of the times black women don't adhere to these preferences because they're indoctrinated to have this mindset of, let me challenge a man, let me be rambunctious, let me go ahead and chase a career and basically be the man that I want to get. And I'm not with that.
Yeah, the whole "let me challenge a man." Actually, I've seen some ladies like, "Don't you want a woman who challenges you?" So you mean to tell me you want me to go out work 60, 70 hours a week and then come home for you to challenge me about something, about whatever it is? No. I want to come home with you excited to see me, jump on me, like, "Baby, how was your day? Smile. I got a hot meal ready for you." But you want to challenge? Like, I don't want you to challenge me. The world is always challenging me every single day. Challenges come my way in the world. I don't want the woman I lay next to challenge me. That sounds crazy, but apparently they want to challenge men. It's like, it's not, so most guys are not going to deal with that. That's why some guys leave work, come home, stay in their cars outside the house, stay in the car for couple hours just for the peace, because he knows as soon as he walks in the door in the house, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be someone waiting to challenge him.
That's fair. How do you feel about that, Kim?
I agree with a lot of what he said. I've said before, I don't think that, just in general, we'll even speak on black women because that's who he's talking about. I don't think that black women are taught to be wives. Whereas, you know, this black woman, if she's going to college to get her degree, these white girls were taught to be wives. They were taught to look for a man to take care of them. They were taught to look for husbands. They're going to college to look for a husband. They're going to be more submissive. They're going to be more passive because they're playing the long game.
And you want to hear something crazy too? You know, it's funny. The white girls be the biggest hoes. I be warning people with these college-educated white girls. Like, if they join a sorority and shit like that, I tell guys all the time, like, bro, you know, you also don't want to wife up a whore. So, like, you know, winds up happening a lot of times with black women, because black women are very narrow in what they like a lot of the times. They prefer black men overwhelmingly. But the problem on the black male side is black men will take whatever, right? So that's kind of the issue.
Yeah, men, not even just, okay, black men in particular, will go wherever it's easy, wherever they find peace, wherever they are celebrated. You know that saying, wherever they are allowed to go, they will go.
Where you run into a problem with a lot of black women. Also, black women tend to favor looks a lot more than other races. Which is, I guess, maybe a masculine trait. But black women tend to be more interested in the way that they dress, the way they conduct themselves, you know, the way they look, etc. Like it's very interesting how I've noticed that with black women, they tend to be the race that is very interested in the way a man looks, which is fine. You can have your preferences, but what the problem with that is it dilutes your marketplace of men that you are going to open yourself up to. And when black women go to college and they educate themselves, etc., they kind of bring that percentage down even more so as they climb up the ranks. But like with white girls, you know, you're right. They go to college. They're looking for a husband while they're there in school a lot of times, because a lot of times they don't even want to work their shitty ass, HR job that they end up getting. But they end up being hoes a lot of the times, if we're going to be honest. So that's another thing that I tell guys to watch out for when it comes to the white girls, because every every group of women has their stereotypes that guys got to look out for.
Carrie, what do you think? Carrie, what do you think of?
I mean, like I said, I'm surprised that ladies are arguing with him, because if you guys have watched him on his podcast, 99.9% the women are always arguing with him. So to see a panel of black women arguing with everything Myron is saying, it's like life changing. It's like history in the making.
About the narrative between black, white, cultural norms, black women not necessarily being taught to look for husbands, all of that type of stuff. What do you think about everything that's being communicated in a general sense?
I agree with a lot of what he just said. I don't know if it's that women are not necessarily being taught to be wives per se, as much as taught to be wives that men want, because everybody is not taught to go be an independent woman void of a man. Like some women are genuinely taught to go marry, but they're also taught to have a career at the same time. They're taught to have kids, but they're taught to go get an education. So they're not taught to not be a wife, but they're also not necessarily taught to prioritize being a wife. They're not necessarily taught the characteristics that a husband that they want would actually be looking for.
So
because everybody doesn't come from a broken home either. I mean, I know a lot, we say that a lot, and I'm not downing the numbers on it, but everybody doesn't come from a broken home. A lot of people have a 2-parent example, but they might not necessarily know how to be the wife that they want the husband
it's not
for.
just a black.
So before Myron goes in, actually I agree with Carrie. Even but the issue is, even the people who come from 2-parent households, the parents, maybe because it's of the economy or whatever the reason, the parents never put focus. They used to, back in the day, let's say, I don't know, 30 years ago, the parents would teach kids on how to be good partners, good husband, good wife. But these days, even kids who come from 2-parent households, the parents don't care. They don't teach kids on how to be good husbands and good wives. To the extent they don't even talk to kids about sex, like sex education. Hey, use condoms, they use this. So kids literally have to figure these things out on them by themselves through social media, TV, and things like that. So I don't think, I know we talk about the ladies, but even for the guys, nobody teaches us on how to be good husbands, whether we came from a 2-parent household or not. They just tell us to focus on education, and that's it.
Issue. It's a whole U.S. issue. The nuclear family has been destroyed, and there's a bunch of reasons for that. Feminism, etc., has been, I think, one of the biggest problems when it comes to degradation of the nuclear family. But what I will say is, because you mentioned a good point, that women, they're told to go to school and pursue. And I would say, right, if someone wanted to lose weight, right, and they truly wanted to change their body, they would have to change everything about their lifestyle. They'd have to start going to sleep 8 to 10 hours a night. They'd have to prioritize going to the gym. They would have to change their entire lifestyle around to be able to achieve that goal. Here's the problem. We tell women that they can kind of live their life the way that they want, and there's going to be a good man at the end waiting for them. And the problem is, if you want a guy to take care of you, well, then you need to be in a position where you're prioritizing finding that guy. Because the days of, and this is kind of the conundrum of feminism, right? So what feminism effectively did was it gave women the autonomy to pursue a career, make their own money, and become successful and be on their own. But what that also did was it ostracizes the average man from the dating and relationship marketplace, because women will never admit this, but I'll say it for you guys. There's nothing worse for a woman than settling on a guy that she feels that she could do better than, right? And what ends up happening is, with a lot of average men, 5'8", making 30 to 50K per year, a lot of women see better than that in America. Even average looking women feel that they could do better than that, right? There's nothing worse than an average guy to a majority of women. So what women do is they'll go to school, they'll pursue an education, they'll become successful. And what they're hoping is that there's going to be a guy more successful, more attractive, more ambitious than her at the end of that road. But what she's effectively done, because she's become average herself or better than average, is she's just now ostracized a majority of men that would have been a great candidate for her before. But feminism has made it where women are told not to settle, become independent. But you got to ask yourself, who are they independent of? They're independent of men. We don't walk around and say, oh, we're strong and independent. You guys will laugh at us like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas? But
Yeah, I was about to say, imagine if men walked around saying, I'm independent, don't need no woman. Do you know how crazy that sounds? I mean, if they already call you toxic and toxic misogyny and all these kind of things that you hate women just for giving a simple opinion, imagine if men actually walked around saying, we're independent, don't need no women. That it sounds even crazy to me just saying it. But women can say it. But like he said, average women don't want average men. And it's okay to have your preferences, but it's also okay to look in the mirror that me as a guy, if I say I want to date Rihanna, sure, it's my preference. But the question is, what are the chances I'm ever going to meet or even date Rihanna? And how many Rihannas are out there? So yes, the ladies want all these rich guys. They don't want the average guys. But how many rich guys are there? And how many are you actually going to ever meet or even get? So that means most of us are probably going to die single just because of the crazy preferences and standards that we have.
We run around and we praise women for being independent all the time, but we don't ask ourselves, independent of who? It's of men. Of which men in particular? The majority, aka the average man. Yep. Most women are chasing the same small 10 percentile of guy. 6 foot plus, 100K per year, good career, charming, love dogs, asshole, but at the same time, you know, a nice guy. Like, they're looking for something that's very difficult to find in one guy. So when you made the topic like, hey, women are told to go, you know, get their money, but at the same time also kind of be a wife. The problem is that for the caliber of guy that they're looking for, right? Ironically enough, they need to prioritize finding a husband. But the problem is that they're pursuing a career so much that they don't have the time and a lot of the times interest to even pursue this guy. Like, and this is another controversial take, and I'll say this real quick, and I'd love to get the ladies' take on this. I say all the time, women lack empathy. Okay, they have sympathy, but they don't have empathy. And I'll explain what I mean by this. So men, we understand innately that we need to go out there and improve ourselves, make money, get some status, etc., so that we could be a catch. We understand that we're a bum working at McDonald's. We ain't getting no bitches. We accept this reality. Women, though, however, I notice, don't understand this. I'll give you an example. A girl will open up an Instagram, have pictures of herself all over the internet being a thot. She'll go pursue a career. She'll do a bunch of twerking stuff on the internet. She'll wear weird weaves. She'll do all this kind of crazy stuff, right? And what'll happen is she'll do all this, not knowing that, like, men, though they might look at you from an attraction standpoint, they're not actually wanting to take you seriously. And this is what I mean when I say women lack empathy. They kind of know what men like, but they don't know what men are actually attracted to and want to commit to. And that's where the disconnect happens. So
they don't even care. It's one thing not to know, but they don't care. Because as men, we are taught how to treat women. Flowers, do this, plan a date, call her, text her, be nice to her, listen to her, hug her. Like, do all a bunch of these things for a woman. Right? And they expect it. They also know. In fact, so many times you guys have heard women saying you are not a real man. And if you ask them what a real man does, a real man provides, a real man protects, a real man buys flowers, a real man takes me on a nice date. They have all the things a real man is. But have you ever stopped asking and you ask a woman, hey, what does a real woman do for a man? She's going to say, in fact, usually if you ask, which means what do you bring to the table? They already say, I'm the table. They say I'm the prize. Like, they can mention all the things they want from a man, but they can't mention all the things they give to a man. So I'm just saying, Myron Gaines is saying they don't know. I'm saying they don't even care. They don't even care to know. but they know everything a man should give them, but they know nothing they're giving to a man. Man, shout out to Myron Gaines. I'll put the full link down below. This was a good conversation. All the ladies agreed with him. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it when I saw the video. So I just wanted to go through it with you guys. All right. So next up, shout out to this lady. Shout out to Mr. Organic. I'll put the link down below. White woman is saying why black women don't like her. Let's go.
But one thing though, black women do not with me.
This is going to be a good conversation, but I am here to help you. You know, I'm the black man. I'm here to help you learn more. But yeah, what is the problem with the white woman and the black woman? What is that about?
I mean, I love them. I don't know why they hate me so much.
Yeah.
They hate me.
What do you think it is they hate?
I think they think that I am trying to be look like them.
Try?
Okay. I didn't say it. I like it. Come on.
I think that they think that I want to look like them and try to be like because of my body type and stuff like that. I have just genetically a different proportion than the average white girl. Can't fault me for that. And then I be putting in every single day at the gym. I'll be going crazy for my body goals, like how I want to look like. And that may be inspired from a black woman. I can't really pinpoint that.
Right.
I feel like, not to go with what everybody says, but the Kardashians.
Yes.
They made that popular.
Yes.
And then as soon as it kind of became popular, I felt like I was now okay in my skin. I've always had bigger glutes. I've always had bigger legs. I used to play professional soccer.
Glutes is ass.
Yeah.
Part of it, yeah.
Okay.
Or no, glutes is the
is the ass.
Yeah, it's the biggest muscle in the body.
Yeah, the booty.
The booty.
Okay,
like
the big capital W at the end.
Right.
Bootow. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so they don't like her because she's naturally thick. I mean, they see her as competition, but the issue is they don't just see it. It's not because of the body. It's because black men appreciate her body. Because we gotta, say the whole thing. It's not because black women don't like her because she's thick like some black women or they see her as competition. No, it's because black men like her. Because if she didn't have any attention from black men, black women wouldn't care.
You made me lose my
My bad.
thought.
You know I'm a goddamn psychopathic. Leave me alone. I'm schizophrenic.
No, but basically, like growing up, I always had bigger legs and glutes, and not that I didn't feel normal, but I definitely was insecure about it a little bit. And then whenever that wave kind of hit, I was like, all right, I'm at home.
Yeah.
Like now I'm comfortable. Now people want to look like how I feel like I've been looking.
Oh, we always wanted that.
But my issue sometimes when I do interact with black women is that they judge me so quickly based on their previous experience, whereas me, not saying that I'm perfect, but I am trying to learn from every individual experience. And yes, we all have our pre-thoughts and all of these things that we do bring into conversation.
Yes.
But I do feel like sometimes they be mad at me because A, I like black men.
Yeah.
So they think I'm overstepping. B,
Okay, that's it. See, I told you. I knew it. I knew they don't like her because it had something to do with black men. It wasn't just because she's thick. She just said it. They don't like her because she dates black men. If she dated black or just white men, they wouldn't really care that much, even if she's thick.
I have the same physique as some of them.
Okay.
So now I'm definitely
that ass is
overstepping.
ass. You hear me?
And I do like the black culture. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to be black, but I do listen to
love our culture.
certain rappers and hip hop and like certain movies and stuff like that. But that's not me trying to be like somebody.
You
else.
eat
That's
fried
just
chicken
me.
and watermelon too?
No.
I'm glad you said no. I'm glad you said no.
I mean, who doesn't?
Huh?
Who doesn't like Chick-fil-A fried chicken and stuff like that?
Oh, Popeyes. Greasy on the mouth.
No, I can't. No. So I don't eat like chicken wings, for instance.
Right.
Can't.
Can't do
I can't
it.
eat fatty
Okay.
chicken. It irks me.
That's good.
Yeah. But I don't know. I really don't. I'm not that extreme.
Right,
I just
right.
like the music. I like some movies. I
Yeah.
like the fashion. Like to me, I see black girls all the time on my TikTok and they put that shit on. Like I be liking all their stuff.
You see in the shoe, it's my coming like this here, white
We're
dude.
talking about girls.
Oh, my bad. I just want to gas myself up. You know I love me. But go ahead.
You love you some you.
Oh my God.
No, but like I be always showing love. I be hyping them. I be, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you are a influencer, this is one thing.
Go
if you're
ahead.
an influencer, you cannot be mad about influencing somebody in your mind that might be copying you.
Mhm.
That's your job.
Yes. it's meant
You're
to do that.
literally influencing people. You're asking people to buy exactly what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Fault me if I buy what you're wearing because you look dope and cute. You
I
know,
like this style.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So it's really just competition. They don't like her. Okay, so they don't like her because she looks good. They don't like her because black men like her. They don't like her because she dates black men. But they also don't like her because they see it as a way that, she's taking the black men that should be with me. She's taking the black men that should be with black women. And honestly, I mean, it's just competition. At the end of the day, as humans, we all compete with each other. Like, just do your best, and whoever fucks with you, likes whatever you got going on, is going to be on your side. But just hating on another person because, they're doing better than you, or someone you wants them, I don't think that ends well. I wish the energy they use to hate on her, they would use to be better, or to listen to what black men are saying. Hey, we don't like the attitude. We don't like that you're not in shape. We don't like that, the attitude. We don't like that you talk back. We don't like that you always trying to argue with us. If they use the same energy they used to hate white women like her, and listen to what black men want, because there are definitely black women who have better bodies than her. There are definitely black women who have, who look more gorgeous, whatever the case may be. But if they have worse attitude and they have to compare and contrast, hey, should I go with this white woman who doesn't talk back to me, or this black woman who looks really good, but she's going to be talking back to me? The choice is easy.
Obviously, you can make it your own.
Of course you can. When I think about it is, shout out to my black women, because they come at me a lot, and I don't understand it, but I kind of do, because, they are, bashed and put in different, situations over time at probably the highest level, right? And then they fighting up a uphill like battle, because they're black men with the majority of what they like the best and the most. They really don't step outside that much. And then they feel like their black man is going to other cultures, so they feel like they're losing their number one commodity, right? So if you got the number one commodity in the world, which is just like you, but everybody else is getting it more than you, it feels a certain type of way. Even though it's not true, because majority of black men marry black women. That's a fact. So it's not 85%. It's just social media how it looks. They see the NFLs and certain people with these white women, so they feel like, damn, we're losing our top ones. But
yeah, I was just about to say that. It's not that black women hate black men who date or talk to or marry white women. No, it's the fact that they hate the men who are celebrities, who have all the money, when they do that. I mean, they don't care about the Walmart guy dating a white woman. I mean, who knows him? Who cares about him? They already don't date him. They already don't like him. They don't see him as an option. But once maybe a LeBron is married to a black woman. I'm just giving an example. I don't know, NFL players, whatever basketball players do it because they have so much money. They look at it as, he's ours. He should be spending that money on me. He shouldn't be dating you. He should be dating me. You are taking from me. But it's like, it's not enough NBA players to go around. It's not enough celebrity black men who have money to go around. At the end of the day, you may have to settle with a Walmart guy. So you don't want the Walmart guy, but you also don't like the fact that the rich guy is dating the white guy, the white woman. It's like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You're going to have to make a choice. It's either you can settle with a Walmart guy, because it's most black men are average, or you just try to get the rich black man, but also white women want him. So it's like, make a choice.
Talk about the other 30
That's what I'm saying.
teammates,
But that's what I'm saying. But in reality, it's not like that.
I know.
But it's just a perception, and they feel like, why me? You know what I'm saying? Because they go through so much fight. So I get it, but we got to pull it together, work together, get understanding, because we all here. You're American now, basically. You got your goddamn green card. You're here now. So we got to mesh that together. She love us. She dedicated her greatness to us. She love our people. So why not have her as an ally? Martin Luther King was fucking big black white pussy. You hear me? Eating it and everything. Martin Luther King was eating white pussy and asses. You know what I'm saying? So what's up? Now he had a dream, didn't he? So shout out to my dog. So we doing what he wanted. Isn't this the dream that Martin Luther King asked for? Get you a
Do what they want.
yeah, get you a scrumptious white worshiping the culture. Yeah, she want to be with us, man. She love what we went through and where we at now. This is what you prayed for, baby. Shout out to my man Martin Luther. So we doing it for him. You know who Emmett Till is?
Oh, who?
Emmett Till.
Emmett Till.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I need you when you get home. I want you to Google Emmett Till and read his story.
Okay.
Because we doing it for Emmett Till around here.
Okay.
Emmett Till was a young black man, moved from Chicago to Mississippi, I don't know exactly what, a southern state, right? He was in Chicago where it was cool for whites and blacks to interact. It was a long time ago, like the 50s or something.
Oh, okay.
But he moved down to Mississippi from Chicago. He walking down the street. They say that he saw a white woman in Worcester, like, looking good, right? He was like 14, 13 years old. Her family came, got him, killed him, beat him, and threw him in the river. Little boy. Just for whistling at a white woman. Comes to find out, nowadays time, they found the lady, she still was alive, said he really never said on a tour. She was just nervous and said it shit for no reason, got him killed, just for whistling at a white woman.
Wow.
So when I get a white woman, sometimes I make her call me Emmett Till for my young that just wanted to holler at somebody.
This nigga is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure you appreciate Emmett Till. You like Emmett Till? He a good guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Damn it, I got you, brother. Look, boy, you see that thing? She got a rump on her too. She's saying your name, brother. R.I.P. to Emmett. All right, so, but once again, we respect all our women.
Right.
We want everybody to be.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Organic, but I think the main thing is the fact that she said this online. I can predict how this is gonna go. She's gonna get more hate from black women. I mean, no surprises there. She's gonna get more love from black men because black men who didn't know about her are just gonna go through her social media, see how thick she is, because black men love them. A thick woman, white or black, as long as she's thick, they're going. And she's gonna get more hate from black women, more love from black men, especially those who didn't know she exists. But what do you guys think about that? All right. Next up, we have Ashley, man. She teaches women how to get sugar daddies. And this woman was dating a married man for 7 years. He was paying her bills. But apparently, she wants to be number one because the guy seems to be moving on. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So, all right. So I was dealing with this guy, right? An older guy. He was a married man. I don't know his situation, honestly. But he basically like gaslighted me into being his girlfriend or whatever the case scenario may be. And we ended up going like to an extensive like relationship. I'm talking about I met his mom. I met everyone in the family besides his daughter, clearly, and besides his wife. Up until I pulled up to the house of the wife and I had to see it all for myself and had him basically tell the truth to his wife and all that. So my thing is, I've been dealing with this man for a very long time, and I'm like to the point where I'm healed and I know his situation already. Mind you, there's so many like backstories to it. There's so many like backstories to it. But basically, I'm at that position where it's like I've been listening to this girl. I'm pretty sure you know about her too, because you're like in that relationship dating advice type of thing where it's like you're either a black cat or a golden retriever. So my thing is, I know his position. I know that he's just a strip club owner and he basically is accustomed to, that lifestyle and, young, beautiful melanin girls or whatever the case scenario may be. So my thing is, do I be the black cat or do I be the golden retriever? I'm done being the golden retriever, but like, do I try to be the black cat?
What does that mean?
But my question is, do you want to be the wife or do you want to be the side chick forever? That's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want to be?
See, that's the problem. I definitely, I'm not side chick. I'm not. And that's why our relationship has fumbled.
But you were the side chick for 7 years. So you're trying to be you're trying to get him divorced. So you take the woman's position, the wife's position. Guess what's going to happen? Let's say it happens and he divorces his wife for you, who has been a side chick for 7 years. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to be the wife, the new wife. You're going to be in the house. Since you said he owns a strip club, which means he meets so many women, He's gonna meet another one like you who's gonna be the next side chick. And guess what? She will also want to take your position. Like you said, he's been paying your bills. So you don't want to play your position on the side and just be a side chick and get your bills paid. Now you want to be the wife. It comes with consequences.
Because I'm not that at all.
But technically, Kiara, if he is married, then you are the side chick. Technically.
Yep.
Technically, right? But the way it's so complicated, like, because
No, it's not complicated. He's a married man who has been paying your bills as the side chick or the sugar baby. That's it. And you want to be the next wife. It's not complicated.
it's like I said, I don't want to spill too much.
Okay. But the thing is, I'm assuming he's not leaving his wife, right? And you guys,
I don't know, that's his business, that's his problem. I'm to the point where it's like, if that's the case, then why even after? Because this was in 2023 when I discovered, you know, that he had to tell his wife everything. It's 2025 now, and he's still, you know,
but my thing is, Kiara, if that doesn't matter, right, about his wife or him not leaving her or staying with her, why was it important that you meet her? Why was that even important?
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
Why was it important that you meet her, the wife, if it doesn't matter whether he stays or leaves her?
No, at the moment in 2023, it was important to me because we were in a serious relationship where I thought that I was potentially going to be his wife.
Oh, so she met the wife because she thought the wife would be dumb enough to leave her rich husband. So she comes and takes the house. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing, baby girl. But clearly it didn't work because 2 years later, he's still married to her and she's not leaving. And the reason she's not leaving because she knows women like you are going to come in and try to take her position.
So that's why I asked you initially. Do you want to be the wife or do you want to be?
Right now, no. No, not at all. He's not my type of, because of everything that we've been through, he's not the type of caliber of man that I would want to pursue. But because he still financially takes care of me and he's still in the picture, but he's not chasing no more. Yeah, everyone's confused. It's a confused situation, honestly, guys. It's confusing.
It's not confusing. You are a sugar baby to a married man. But at some point, you wanted to be the next wife. You wanted to take everything. You are not being, you're not appreciating what he was doing for you. Okay, granted, you found out he's married and you decided you wanted to mess up his marriage. But you're saying he's not your type of man, but he's paying your bills and you're not leaving him? Because you cannot act like he's not your type of guy, but also taking the benefits of being with him. See how that works? She likes the money. She likes the fact that he's paying her bills. And if he sees this video, most chances are he won't be paying your bills anymore. And you're going to have to come to me.
He's not chasing anymore, but he's...
And I'm not paying your bills.
paying your bills, right? That's what you're saying. But it sounds like you want the emotional part back. That's not there anymore.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I feel. And you're like, uh-oh, he's out of it. But he's been with me so long. He's still going to do what he has to do as a man because y'all been together for so long. But emotionally, he's just not there.
Right.
So that's why you're asking, should you be the black cat and not care anymore? Okay, F it. He don't care, I don't care. That's what I'm hearing you say.
She cares about the money, though. That's the part she's not saying. She cares about the money because if she didn't care, she would just leave completely. You know, but you know, as you guys can see, she's a pretty good looking woman. So she may have plenty of men like him. You know, maybe that's why she acts like she doesn't care because she's good looking.
But you do care. Deep down, you do care. Yes. And it's okay to say that you do. No, Kiara, don't lie to me. Kiara.
Listen, because you know what it is? It's different now. I feel like he comes every first of the month. He's like, here's your rent. And that's it. And I'm just like, I don't like that. I want a little pizzazz, like a little something.
You want him to stay. You want him to stay. He loves you. You want him to cuddle. You want him to spend time. You want him to
Not too much. Not too much. Not too much. Not too much.
So what do you want? It's like you want the money and you want the love and the emotions and all this, but you're saying not too much. Like, see, it's like they want it all, but they don't want it all. What? Oh my God.
But like a little something more, because it's like it feels. I don't like the feeling of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like the feeling of it.
So is it he comes and gives you the money, you guys are intimate, and he goes?
She's gonna lie.
Or he just comes and gives you the money, he leaves?
He's out the door.
No.
She's lying. Does anyone actually believe this guy is just giving her money and they don't be intimate? Like, obviously she's not going to, admit on live television, on social media, that she actually sleeps with a guy, that she's a sugar baby. But like, anyone with sense can know that she actually sleeps with a guy.
No, I think you guys are being intimate. I would only think that because everyone has Zelle, Quick Pay, Cash App.
My love,
Yep.
I don't gotta lie about anything.
She's lying.
We have not been intimate in like over a year.
Liar.
So then, okay, if you're not intimate and he's giving you money for a year,
Yeah, what's the
then
issue?
It's been over a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, it is what it is then. Okay, well, I get the benefits of just getting your money and I never have to sleep with you.
See, that's what I was thinking. But you know what it is? I'm like, no, trust me, Ash. Like, I don't know if you like to be called Ash or Ashley. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't mind, Kiara. I don't mind.
Okay. So my thing is, like, I get it. A lot of people would say, like, okay, he gives you the money and you don't even got to do anything with him. Like, that's fine, whatever, cool. But you know what it is? I feel like I've been so rude to him ever since I found out that he lied to me and he's with his wife and everything. I feel like I've been so rude to him and I've just not been sitting in my femininity with him because I like call him out his name and everything. I'm like cursing him out. I don't want to say too much because this might be on, other platforms and stuff.
But what do you mean he lied to you about his wife, but you knew he was married already? So what do you mean lie?
Just like that. He's a narcissist. I don't want to label people. I'm not a therapist or whatever, but like a lot of the signs that he gave and everything, like he said that he was divorcing her. Like I said, I met his mom. Why would you introduce me to your mom? But you married. You get what I'm saying?
But I assumed you already knew, like you said, you knew he had a wife and a kid.
He told me when he divorced. That's a difference. That's a big difference. Like, obviously, I was 21 when I met him. I'm 27 now.
Wow.
Oh, so y'all been together for a very long time. Okay, so yeah,
So to me, she just, from my professional opinion, just kidding. From my opinion, it sounds to me like she thought she found the gold mine. I have this great guy. Obviously, I can tell he's older because she found him at 21. He's paying all my bills. He's a good guy. Maybe he's good looking. He's like, he ticks off every other box. But the issue he was married. She tried to sabotage the marriage so that she becomes the new wife. But it didn't work out. He refused to leave his wife. And he kept telling her the dream. He made her meet his mom. Some guys do that. Some guys don't care because the moms know what's up with their sons. Their sons have, if they have the money, they can have as many women as they can. So, but he didn't leave his wife, and now she's salty, right? And I can say she's a good-looking woman, but she's now 27, so she's thinking, okay, in these 6 years, I thought I would be the wife right now. Because right now she's just a side chick. Because he can wake up tomorrow and stop paying her bills and her rent. And then what? And now she needs to find a new sugar daddy. I think, but when she's a wife, she wouldn't be worried about that. But now she's worried that any day now, he could get up and be like, I'm not paying your bills anymore. That's why she wants to be the wife. But it hasn't happened.
I feel honestly, and I think like he's not leaving his wife, If he can have his cake.
It's not my problem. That's not my business. I'm at peace with that.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think
she's
you
lying.
are. But it's nice to say on this live. It's nice to be tough. You're lying to me.
I'd be delusional.
Yeah.
I'd be delulu.
You're lying. You don't lay up with a man, give a man 7 years of your heart and your life.
I don't lay up with him anymore.
And you don't care. You can't tell me you don't care, Kiara. No.
I care about what? Care about what?
Him coming, giving you money, and leaving, and not being emotional with you anymore.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to figure out with you right now. Should I just not care and continue it how it is, or should I try to play that black cat and have him chase me again?
He's not gonna chase you. You know why he's not gonna chase you? The money, baby. He knows you want the money. Because if you didn't care at all, you would have told him, hey, listen, it's been nice knowing you. Stop paying my rent. I don't want your money anymore. Stop calling me. Stop talking to me. Like, you could have said that. But because you care, let's say you don't like him. Let's say you don't love him. Whatever the reason is. But we know something you like. It's that money. Because otherwise, you could have said, because I can guarantee you she has a job. You could have said, hey, listen, you know what? I don't want to see you. Don't give me your money anymore. But you know the moment you say that, he will have a new you just like that. There is plenty of women who would take your situation and run with it. I mean, you have a man who gives you money and doesn't sleep with you. She's lying. Any woman would take that deal. You know, and rightly so. I mean, you're also a good looking woman, so you're going to have plenty guys, you know, who may be in that position, but very few guys are just going to give you money and not willing to get anything in return, not to get some sugar.
That's up to you to decide, but I think you feel, even if you are a black cat, that may not work. I think you know that. You know that, because the thing is, I'm assuming it's already black cat energy. He's just bringing the money and there's nothing to it.
Right.
You know? And that's
But
what you
for
said.
me, I feel like because I've been so rude to him for like the past year, and I've just been like, I don't care about you. I don't want to be with you. No, I don't want to go on dates with you. Da, 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 da. I feel like that has pushed him away.
But you're doing that in hopes of what? That he leaves his wife? You're being angry, upset with him, not going on the dates with him because of what's the reason why? What do you want from him? What do you want him to change? So you can stop doing that to him. What is it the change you want?
She wants to be the wife.
Is, Ash? And I'll say it.
Mm-hmm.
He's been saying for a long time, like, that he's gonna cut his financial ties with me for in like the next 2 years and the next da 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 da. But this day never comes, right?
It's gonna come. Keep talking like this. It's gonna come. I mean, eventually it will come because there's no plan. I don't think he's gonna leave you as part of his will if he's to die. So it's gonna come. So it sounds like she's scared of that. So she's trying to make him chase her so that, you know, he acts like he likes her, because the longer he likes her, the longer he will continue to pay her bills. But she knows at the end of the day, one day he's going to cut her off. That's why she wanted to be the wife so bad, because if you're the wife, you can't just be cut off just like that.
Mm-hmm. So my thing is, I might as well have him, because the thing about men is that they love to chase, right? So obviously one day he's going to get tired and he's going to be like, I'm not going to pay for this no more. I don't want to do this no more, right? Mm-hmm. So my thing is, if I keep him in that loophole of interested, it might keep him. I don't know, Ash.
This is what I'm gonna say, Kiara, and I think most women on this app who are talking about leveling up and getting to the bag, one thing everyone always preaches is save up your money. So you should have had a nice nest egg that you saved up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, for sure. Regardless if he was to leave me today, tomorrow, whatever, I'm straight. But the lifestyle is nice. You know.
See, she's now trying to be honest. Because if he gives her an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month just for the sake of it, even if she has her own money, that's free money. Because she's saying they're not doing anything. And honestly, to me, the main reason he may leave or stop paying her, giving her any money, is because she's not giving him any sugar. He's a sugar daddy for a reason. If you're not giving him any sugar, if you guys know what I mean, eventually he's gonna find a new sugar baby to give him the sugar.
So then no, then we're not all the way straight then. Now then we not.
I can't afford a millionaire lifestyle. Sorry. A lot of people in this chat can't afford that. Do I like it? Do every girl like it? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. If he's a millionaire, then that means we should have been, since 21 to 27, we should have saved way over $100,000.
Baby, don't worry.
Okay,
I don't think she has 100,000 saved.
I know this is not a one-on-one call.
Yeah.
You know, and I know we have to sometimes, just protect ourselves. This is a live. There's a lot of people watching. So you can't let your wall down 100%. I do understand that.
Right.
But.
So everyone in the chat, y'all can be saying what y'all say. Everyone in the comment, if this gets on YouTube or whatever, y'all can say what y'all say. Y'all already know me.
I mean, you're laughing, but I can guarantee you the ladies in the chat, they're going to try to look for that kind of man. They're going to look for you, see your social media, and track him down. Because if he's giving out free money with no sugar in return, they're going to try to get him away from you. and they're probably gonna send him this video because, you know, not very many millionaire men are around giving free money out for nothing.
But I get it though. It's my situation. Like I said, I was 21 when I got in this situation. I'm older now. I'm wiser now, but I'm still in the mess. You get me?
Yeah. So you have to decide, Kiara. You have to decide. Do I?
My cousin said too. That's exactly
Yeah.
what.
Yep. So you're hearing it twice. Yeah. You have to decide. What do I want? Am I just going to just accept the money, no emotions? And maybe I feel him pulling away and he's probably talking to somebody else now. And I have to just accept that. Or do I just let him go completely? That's for you to decide. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's for you to decide.
I agree. Like I said, if this was a one-on-one call,
Yeah, totally.
It would be very different. Because everyone in the comments talking their shit. She not white, she not this, she not that, she da 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 da.
Oh, I know. I know. That's what I said. You're on live. There's 2,000 people here.
So her issue is the rich guy. She like she was honest. She likes the lifestyle. She doesn't want to live the lifestyle, right? Because she knows if she lets the millionaire go, because she said it's a millionaire lifestyle, she's gonna have to deal with a guy like me. And for me, I'm gonna take her to Popeyes. I ain't taking you to no rooftop or shit like that. No, we're gonna do Popeyes. And, you know, maybe go to the wine store, get some wine, you know, because I'm not sending you no money every week for rent, because I got to pay my own rent too. So if I was her, I would just stay down, 10 toes down, do my thing, be a sugar baby, get the money, you know. But because the moment he sees this video, he's going to cut off. What do you guys think? I'll put down the full link down below to Ashley's channel. All right. All right, guys, that's it. I won't be able to go through this one. I'll go through it the next time. Shout out to Kendra G and everyone who was watching the show. Full link down below to all the channels I reacted to. Until next time, peace.